you doing today? Oh, hi Jess. Well, you woke up sick on the full moon. Holy crap, guys. Everyone's waking up sick today. This full moon, AB. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, Owen. Okay. Breaking in with some Spice Girls. That's cool. But, yeah, that is actually kind of crazy because I was already looking at the full moon chart and there's like a stellium going on in the house of health right now, which is really interesting because the energy of this full moon, which happens tonight a little bit before 7:30, it's like 7:28 Pacific, so it'll be like almost 10:30 Eastern. Um, but looking at everything here, I mean, I'm gonna go over this before we do the collective. I just figured I'd do everything on the full moon today, and then tomorrow we can do individual charts and going over stuff like how it's affecting, people individually. But I wanted to do the actual chart reading for Cancer today and then a collective reading afterwards for like advice and things like that, like anything I forget to cover or something like that, kind of like double cover myself. And what's interesting, I didn't realize how close this full moon was. Usually, because I've been looking for my planner for a while now, and I found it yesterday and realized that the full moon's today, and I was like, oh, okay. But, because I have all the planet stuff written out in my planner. But I was like, okay, so I'll just make everything about the full moon today. And then I realized last night that I started TikTok and I did tarot giving messages for all moon signs. Like, specifically, it was literally for moon signs that I wanted to do, like, nothing else. So that kind of correlating is very interesting, and I wanted to put all of them out last night. Usually people spread stuff out, and I was like, no, I'm gonna stick all of them out. But I actually, before I started today, figured that I would record messages for the full moon on my TikTok too, like little oracle messages for each sign. So I'm probably gonna put those up later today after I work on them. But like, it's been kind of like, holy crap, just stuff wanting to come out right now. But let's talk about this chart here. So like I was saying, for those of you that are actually waking up with different things happening with health right now, all this is sitting in the health house, needing to take care of yourself, how much you're doing for other people, just a whole lot of pretty much looking at your health and other people's health around you and how it's being affected. Especially since we have Mercury and Pluto, it's like people are going to want to be talking about it. Some people are going to find it very boring, while other people are going to be very like, I need to work on my like shit and get my stuff together, which I've been telling myself that today. So yes, I am definitely part of the collective with needing to take care of my health. But with this energy, also having some Aquarian energy in there, because the conjunction's in there as well, it's trying to make us kind of look at the structures or restrictions we put on our own health, like limiting beliefs. Like, I know some of us, including myself, going through different health issues, it's very easy to stay in the mindset of I am ill as opposed to like I'm getting better each day, which was really, that was a big lesson I had to learn this year. Coming from pretty much dying and having to learn to walk and all this other crap again. But it's like you have to change the mindset, because when I was really stuck in the thing of like, why did this happen? Why am I having to do this? It was like harder for me to progress. But as soon as I started looking at, hey, I can do this now, I can, it's like each little step pretty much started opening oh my gosh, guys, my twang is trying to come out on here. I don't know why. It's so weird. I do have a Cancer ascendant, but this full moon is actually conjunct my Jupiter and my Chiron in my 12th house. So can easily see why I'm having this huge just moon obsession at the moment, because it's just like, let's expand things with the moon. But it's also very healing because having Chiron over there. But I don't know if people need to actually hear this, and this is why this is coming out. But if you're able to look at these steps you're taking each day, like whether it's not something as crazy as what I went through, like having to relearn things, but even if you're getting sick, like, you know, letting yourself rest, doing the little things where you don't feel guilty and like actually like pep yourself up, like, hey, I'm finally like taking care of myself. I mean, look at how much water I drank today, like, you know, little things, instead of like looking at it like it's a daunting task. Like, look at things like you're actually grateful for each thing that you're able to do, and then it helps you kind of move through these things. But one thing that is interesting about this full moon, just like the conjunction, we have an interception going between these energies. I can't remember the interception we have with the conjunction, but with this full moon, there's an interception with Libra and Aries energy. Now, this is something that is going to affect each of us differently, obviously, but one thing we need to look at here is the fact that this interception is holding Chiron and Mars. So a lot of us, obviously, it's going to possibly affect us and make us not understand why certain things are happening to our energy, and this is, you know, forming all these connections to what's sitting in the house right now. So in the 6th house is what I mean with all that stellium stuff. So our energy is going to be directly impacted by stuff going on with our health right now, whether we're waking up sick or we're just waking up feeling very drained. And talking about it is going to be something that helps some of us, but we need to make sure it's people that what did the connection go back? It was being funky earlier. I don't know if it messed up again. It's been really weird. But that's another thing. I'm just letting whatever happened with the internet today. Yeah. I'm just going with it. At this point, it's going to do what it's going to do. But maybe I'll care just a teeny bit and do this and see if that kind of resets it a little bit. Hopefully that helps. But what is, I like how you put a little hee there with it too. But having this energy going on, a lot of us are just going to be like, why the hell am I getting sick? And it can make some of us very frustrated and irritated, because some of it's actually happening to make us slow down and actually take stock of some of these things, especially if we've been feeling very blocked off. Because this, I was all excited. But with this energy here, it's pretty much showing us that we are having this repulsion and pull energy happening between our creativity, but also what we're willing to share within communities, especially since it's the moon's energy that is stuck in this like the 11th house, the one of like dreams and community. So it's almost like our innermost feelings and our subconscious that we're not really used to expressing. It's like we're having this push to kind of like put it out more publicly, but at the same time it's this like kind of jarring feeling that we're needing to balance out with our ego as well, because I feel in this sense, with the sun being in Capricorn and this being 8 degrees at this full moon. But I'm so glad you guys like the emojis. But with it being an 8 energy, this is the energy of hard work, building foundations, and also very Saturn-like energy. And looking at where Saturn is, it's directly connecting to the energy of Aquarius. So we have Saturn Aquarius energy in this health house, and then we have this 8 degree Saturn energy sitting on the sun and the full moon. I mean, the sun and the moon making the full moon at its opposition in 8 degrees, connecting to the 11th house. Now, this is really about trying to break these structures, like I was saying. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot more mental health things start being broadcast on the internet, just because there's such this pull towards health right now, and trying to break down stigmas and really express these things. Because the North Node, hey Ruby, the North Node is actually sitting in the 11th house as well. So this is really having almost an obsession with needing to express this. And, but this is really pulling us to express it more publicly, which some of us is going to be like, oh hell no, am I doing that? But this isn't the internet for everybody, obviously, but definitely on the internet we're probably going to see more of these energies where people are actually trying to communicate these different things with health, whether it's physical health, invisible illnesses. And the reason I'm saying this is because having Capricorn being that physical earth sign, it's almost like we could easily see how this would crop up in physical illnesses, but also with Aquarius, it has more of this unseen nature, so it can be invisible, it can be mental health. Like, I really feel like, I don't know why, it's probably because of all this moon stuff I've been doing, but I really feel like there's going to be a big pull on the internet with health with this moon. Like, something is going to happen or shift coming into this energy that's going to pull health to the forefront on a lot of platforms. It could also be an influx of people, especially, I mean, we're coming up on New Year's, guys. I could easily see, since everyone's on the internet right now, especially with certain predicaments we're all in, depending on where we live, easily can see a lot of New Year's resolutions coming up, where it's like health is at the forefront and everyone is like making community buddies and really expressing what they want to do, so that way the community is built around being able to like help each other along instead of feeling like we're alone and trying to get our shit together. And another thing that's happening here is we actually have Neptune still in Pisces for like ever, but we have Neptune in Pisces sitting in the 8th house, Now, with this planet and energy of Pisces, like its home, I almost said home state, but with it chilling in this energy, it's pretty much adding to this like subconscious feeling over here being pulled out, because this house of hidden energy, or dealing, like a lot of us are probably dealing with different things, dealing with like legality and paperwork, especially like I said, going through what we're going through right now. Different laws are being passed right now, different things are being signed right now that are really impacting us on this level. And I really feel like some of these things are going to start being voiced, especially since Uranus retrograde, still retrograde for a little bit, is in this 10th house energy. It's in this like public image energy where it's tearing up people's public image and the comfort that they find in it. So it's really going to be breaking those things apart. And this is why I feel like these stigmas are going to be getting ripped up also, is because it's coming in and just doing all these unexpected things that are literally having a toll on people's health. And that really makes you have to change things. You can't stay in comfort if it's literally killing you. And if you make the choice to stay there and it's killing you, then that's a choice you're choosing to make, and that's what's being brought out here. Now, we also have, along with the sun in our 5th, really saying what I was earlier with the ego and the hard work of being able to work past this need for security, possibly monetary security and stability, and just being able to express ourselves and follow the intuition with it, especially with the moon sitting in the house of dreams. It's like a lot of us are just being pulled by pure intuition right now to follow our dreams, but it can be very hard. And it's coming from our creativity, for those of us that are very tuned into it and been working very hard at it. It's almost like a karmic thing is going to be coming back right now. Also, we have Venus and Sagittarius sitting in the 5th house as well. This is really bringing that expansion to the way we see relationships, but also the relationships that really bring out our creativity, that make us go into like being goofy and childlike, to help us heal our inner child and make us want to learn. It really embraces spirituality. And in doing these things, it helps us heal that part of our ego that's trying to stay protected, so that way we feel more with our heart and follow the intuition into our dreams right now. Because this whole energy actually has very strong overall Leo energy because of the rising of this chart. So it really is about getting in touch with that inner child and your heart, and that being what people are seeing on you, and them respecting it and holding it in high regard. And I already talked about how the midheaven's in Taurus, but right now, of course, that means that the IC that starts the 4th house of Scorpio, and that's really bringing this really a lot of hidden things that are within our souls, within our ancestry, to light, and putting this feeling that we need to dive deeper, we need to understand, and we need to unearth the secrets there in order for it to actually help our health, because it ties back to Pluto in our 6th house. So a lot of these things we're discovering about ourselves is actually very healthy and can help us break patterns that have actually been either making us sick without us knowing it, draining us of our energy, having a huge toll on our mental health, or possibly just bringing things to light that people don't talk about and how it actually affects others. So that is pretty much what I want to say out of the chart. It's 222. just so you guys, if you want to know about some numbers, yes, I'm getting followed by numbers everywhere. But I'm going to stop the chart there and go into the tarot, which is going to be our collective reading on that note. So let me go ahead and pop that up here. Okay, so I know, like, Jess is over here just freaking laughing at, I think my cat scooted my camera a little bit. That's, come on now. My kitty. Oh my gosh, that was too much. Gently come back in the other direction. I don't want to make you guys feel sick. Okay. We're gonna leave it at that. Don't want to make you guys sick with too much moving around. But yeah, I think my kitty bumped into that. These are the decks I'm going to be using today for this Cancer full moon collective reading. We're going to be getting the astrology oracle for the start, and then earth magic is, I mean, I was pulled to it. Obviously, I did not know that before I looked at the chart that there's a freaking stellium happening in Virgo's health house, but we have some earth magic now that wants to be out here. We have ethereal visions. We have the moon deck, Cancer. We have Moonchild Tarot, Cancer, and Moonology for the Cancer moon. It's like I just got a bunch of Cancer stuff out, but then the random earth magic, I was like, okay. But now I know why. So I'm going to go ahead and start our reading, unless you guys would like the singing triangle, because I can do that for you, unless you want to jump right into our reading over here. Ruby's always like, let's just jump into it. We want to see what's going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and start pulling some of these and see what comes out for the collective. Taurus moon and Cancer rising. Yeah, I got Virgo moon. And my Capricorn stuff is actually in my 6th house, so I'm just sitting there looking at it like, okay. So basically I got a stellium happening in my 6th house with health. It's no wonder I'm tired right now. Okay, so let's see what comes out. Neptune. So pretty much like I was saying, that's going to be a big energy going into this for the oh, didn't mean to do that, guys. Didn't mean to do that. We're just going to come back up there. All I was doing was trying to move this so we have some more room. There we go. Okay. Okay, guys, in case you didn't know it was a Cancer full moon, it's a Cancer full moon. Oh, you guys just wanted to jump out. Pisces. Okay, Neptune Pisces is really hitting 9th house, has the interception, which, okay, 8th house and 9th house both are ruled by Pisces because we have that interception within the 9th house of Aries. And then we have 8th house here, which the Pisces Neptune is sitting in. So collectively, that 8th house placement is really hitting some shit. But, I mean, which it was actually hitting quite a few things. But I didn't touch on it that much, so what I'm guessing is this reading's like, this is what we're going to be touching on since you didn't really talk about it that much. So let's talk about it. So, to start this off with this collective reading, like I was saying, it gave us this mention of the Cancer moon, but that's all it wanted to talk about. So I'm just going to jump right into this Neptune Pisces 8th house, 9th house energy. With how this is set up, it's going to be having a square to the Aquarius energy. I'm not saying... No, not a square. It's going to be having a sextile to the Capricorn energy. Now, this means that this is the energy that's going to help with our health, which is in the 8th house. So this is very interesting because, of course, we know this subconscious needing to be kind of tuned in to what is going on right now. And this is all tying back to the 12th house having this rulership of Cancer also. So the subconscious has this Cancer ruler. Now, these are all very interconnected. Having this Pisces energy coming out is saying that, for one, we need a lot of compassion. And we also need to listen more to our intuition than what we've been allowing ourselves to lately, especially feeling this restriction of Capricorn energy and wanting to be very practical, wanting to have our goals lined up and going towards them. It's like we're not allowing ourselves to be more in the dreamlike wishing state and allowing our stuff just to flow to us. So once we start going into that energy and embracing it and just allowing our intuition to pretty much just take the wheel and like drive us around to what we're supposed to be doing right now, it's going to have a very positive impact on our health. And one thing I am noticing here is there's no reversal energy. There's no blockage energy here. This is full on opening, and it's opening of 8th house and 9th house matters. So having this is what's actually going to help us with our spirituality, the higher learning. Like I was saying, Sagittarius Venus is what we have in our creativity house right now. So this connection coming in here is really trying to show us that our relationships are tying our creativity together. It's nurturing our sense of following our passions and our intuitions, learning more about what we love. Because Venus is love. I mean, and obviously if we love something, we're going to feel it's beautiful. I mean, it's just kind of a byproduct that happens from the love. But having this energy is really helping us to nurture ourselves, to heal emotional wounds that have sat with us so long, and to start being comfortable with expressing them instead of keeping them hidden. And let's see what our bottom of the deck energy is. Saturn, which is in Aquarius now. And it's also in the 6th house. I mean, this is what I'm saying. I really, for some reason, honestly, this is going to be doing a lot with our intuition, our health, how we're taking care of ourselves. It's going to bring a huge energy. And I don't think just because it's New Year's. I think that adds into it because people are going to be like setting their resolutions. But it's also because this Saturn energy is in Aquarius, and it's like internet is going to blow up with this stuff. It's going to be like we need new ways of taking care of ourselves because we're in new times now. We're in this place where we can't go back to old working for us. So we need something that we can share community-wise and understand with each other instead of sticking to these rigid old beliefs that haven't worked. So that's going to be a really huge I guess you could say, theme for the collective. So let's see what comes out in Earth Magic, since that one really wanted to be out here today. That's one. Strength, coming out with this Neptune energy. Definitely, like I was saying, this is really teaching us those foundations that are actually going to work for us. And once we start following our intuition, it's really going to garner a whole lot more inner strength, because we can learn to trust ourselves. This moon is... So this came out reversed, and volatility with this volcano eruption. This is what I was saying with the Mars energy. It's in an intersection. A lot of us might have some hidden anger with this coming out like this. It's like we don't know where this is coming from. We don't understand, because it's in opposition, this moon itself. I'm listening just to make some skincare stuff. But this coming out with the Cancer moon, it's an opposition. It's going to feel very challenging, and we're going to be trying to balance this energy. And since this Aries energy with Chiron is actually at the degree where it's forming this lovely little T-square, which I realized that just now, which T-squares are when you have, like, we have Aries, Libra, and Cancer, Capricorn. Like, those are cardinal signs. So it's like when mutable signs, cardinal or fixed, form a square with each other. And right now we have Chiron, which is in Aries, forming a T-square to this full moon at a pretty close degree. And this is going to make some of us be very irritated with the illness. I think that's for some people, very irritated with the illness, but very irritated with trying to express these emotions that are coming out at this moon, especially publicly. Some people are just going to be like, flat out, fuck that, I don't want to. And it's going to repress a lot of things. But for those of us that can have the strength and kind of keep pulling ourselves forward through it, it's actually going to bring us a lot of healing. And we're going to be learning to nurture ourselves in the process. And we have summer solstice with radiance coming out with this too. This Pisces energy is forming a sextile to the sun. But at the same time, it's, like I was saying, the sun itself can represent our ego. If we get to the point of escapism, where we're going into that energy where we need to protect our ego and we're trying to escape from what we need to be doing right now, this is actually going to bring us more into this energy where we're not healing. It's going to put us back some steps here by having a little bit of explosive anger episodes, and that's what we're communing on the internet, instead of bringing out this energy of healing these wounds of the ego right now. Because through doing that, especially looking at the colors here, that's like a lot of solar plexus, sacral and root healing, which is definitely needed with this energy. Especially since the root and our grounded energy tends to have an effect on our physical health as well. And then we have on the 9th house, wind activation. So this is very interesting because, like I was saying, we have that interception sitting in the 9th house right now, right? And it's hanging out in Aries and having this energy that's actually being ruled by Pisces. So this is creating a lot of like kind of wishy-washy, not understanding where it's coming from energy. And for some of us, what that's doing is having this new course of air coming in with this Aquarius energy is making it to where we're feeling a little stuck when it comes to moving forward with our beliefs, with expanding our mind and trying to learn more, because it just feels kind of out of focus because we're trying to do this. But what we don't realize for a lot of us is that the more we're learning and the more we're expanding our views and trying to learn new things right now, that's how we're going to activate the healing. If we're sitting here trying to push against this Aquarius energy and being uncomfortable in it, like I was saying, a lot of us are going to be feeling uncomfortable with that freaking Uranus Taurus hanging out up there. If you're fighting it and you're being pushed to do something, you're just going to be blocking off this from starting, because that's what this energy is bringing in with it hanging out with the full moon. And 8th house, we have ocean, ebb and flow. And that 8th house is all ruled by Pisces and having Neptune in there. It's like I was saying, guys, like if you are fighting your intuition and you're fighting against the things that are trying to help you right now, you're going to be blocking this off. And with anything water, I think of healing. And this is definitely going to help for those of you that are feeling very blocked off when it comes to lower chakra energy. Some of you just need to, I was about to say go sit by water, and then drink water came out. So some of you need to drink water. Some of you taking a shower, or if you're going to be doing a full moon bath. These kind of things will really help open you up, because it'll help loosen this feeling of needing to hold on to things you don't understand, which is very 8th house energy. It's like it's hidden. We don't know what the heck is going on. It's other people's shit. So it's like we need to learn to flow with that. I've been drinking coffee all day. So, and then this is really interesting. We have both the solstice here. We have the summer and the winter solstice. And this is reflection. As this being an overall energy here and it being reversed for this moon, this to me is really speaking of not getting stuck, guys. There's so much potential here, especially having Pisces and Cancer energy, the IC Scorpio with the soul. There's so much potential for drowning in this. There needs to be a healthy balance between, like I was saying, opposition, balance. There needs to be a healthy balance with how much you're allowing yourself to dive into things and sit there, or really being aware of the fact that other people's projections on you aren't the truth and you need to do your own thing. Like, especially for those of you that have Cancer risings or Capricorn risings, anything that's really including this full moon, there's going to be a lot of projections thrown on you, if, like, no matter what you're doing. And having this energy in there, it's almost like, don't let other people change the perception you have of yourself just because of what they're saying. You know who you are. This also, since the winter solstice was on the conjunction, this is tying this conjunction energy, especially since Saturn's over here with the Aquarius energy, it's tying that in here. Like I was saying, like, it's all very connected to this healing we need, not only with physical and mental health, it's emotional health too. There's just so much coming out here that is out of our control, that we haven't been understanding, that's trying to be brought to the forefront so we can understand it and communicate it. Hey Glow, how you doing? So let's see what the tarot has for us. Okay, so King of Wands energy coming out reversed. It's like I was telling you guys, this is happening in our creativity house. It's happening where certain things that people, public image, those people that are entrepreneurs, that are like putting their stuff out there, that Taurus energy with Uranus up there just ripping things up like you thought what was supposed to be. It's going to make you feel like you really lack some confidence right now because things are being ripped up. What's happening is we need to find the confidence to keep pushing through with what is working. That like going against the ebb and flow right now is what's going to stifle you not losing your tenacity and actually going with where things, especially your intuition, if you're tuned into it, where your intuition is leading you right now. So, okay, Owen. Drink your water, guys. But, definitely don't lose your spark while going through this. This coming out with this Cancer energy. And like I was telling you guys, what's being affected is the 5th and the 11th house energies, the creative and the community and the internet, our ego. This, the artist, is very, it's only in this deck because it's specific to this deck that they made it. But the artist is creation. It's being able to follow that soul's guidance and just, okay, it goes off as I'm going to say this. Thank you, Belle. Is being able to really express yourself in a way that nurtures you. Because this is what's going to heal you. Because having this energy blocked off is what's causing the pain. It's what's causing the anger. And not being able to understand it. Because if you're blocking off this part of yourself because you're afraid of what others think, you're also thinking the worst of yourself. Because if you're projecting also what others are going to think of you, then that's going to completely block you from trying anything. And I feel like those of you that chose that pile that need to be spontaneous yesterday, like this is that part of the collective where it's like allow yourself to do the things you're being pulled to right now because they're very important. So let's see. And we got 8 of Wands energy. I'm telling you guys, like, with it coming out right here and how I was talking about the ego, this is saying just move on from that ego energy and from that need to protect the image. Like, you don't need to protect anything. Right now it's purely like creation, dreams, following the intuition, trusting your subconscious. And like if you're having dreams right now, like, and they seem like something you can do, go do it. Like, there isn't someone stopping you. The only one stopping you is your perception of yourself and the perception that you feel others are going to place on you. Who cares? Honestly, like, this energy is trying to get us to literally express ourselves. And in doing that, we're healing ourselves. Too much of our health is going downhill right now purely because we are allowing what others feel of us to dictate how we care for ourselves. So, and plus a lot of us are going to be getting messages, whether that is very spiritual messages from our guides or however you connect, or just messages from other people. Like I said, communication. We have internet house being activated by this moon, and then we also have Mercury sitting in the house that wants to talk about the freaking health right now. So some people might just be communicating more things they've been keeping hidden, like about their health, and it's going to come up, and finally people are going to talk about it more instead of it being taboo. And then we get we get judgment as I'm talking about that. Going with this 9th house energy, this this is very divine energy coming through here, especially for those that are willing to let go and let this Saturn energy with Aquarius come in and rip up these constructs and really expand and love the beauty that you're finding. It's almost like this divine timing coming in and being like, yes, this is what we've been saying the whole time, and like being so excited about it finally clicking for a lot of people. For those of you that are having trouble with this, it's understanding the energies and that you need to change routines right now, because it's not only the house of health, it's also routines. Some routines really need to be shaken up and broken right now in order for you to get to this pinnacle and come out of this energy and into this energy where you're lined up with the timing. So let's get this one. And then the Empress. Yeah, I want to show you guys this card because it's just so pretty. But with the Empress coming out on the 8th house, it's like I was telling you guys, we are healing ourselves. We are creating beauty for ourselves by letting go of keeping these things hidden, but also seeing what was hidden inside other people. We're beginning to finally see the beauty in being transparent, which is going to be helping a lot of people through this. Now, like I said, for some of us, it's going to be a larger scale where it's literally like in the public eye and we're saying things that break down people's perceptions of us and makes them realize that they might have had points of view that were stuck in old ways of thinking. But for others of us, it's going to be in our communities, the ones that really share our values and our dreams, where we're finally breaking free of old molds and expressing ourselves in ways that are very healing and receiving positive feedback because we're finally doing it. And we have the 4 of Pentacles here as the bottom of the deck energy. Now, what is interesting is what I'm getting from this energy. Even though it's the 4 of Pentacles, I feel like this building security here, because the way these pentacles are on this card is one is positioned above her head, but like a halo. And then the way she's very gently looking at this other pentacle, and it's like she's dancing across the other two. There's very kind, gentle movement in this card, and it's very nurturing. And I feel with those of us that are able to release this need that was built in old structures, we're finally going to find that foundation in nurturing and being gentle with ourselves and other people, especially since this is earth energy tying right back to that 6th house energy going in there. So this is going to be a vast improvement on our health, on our well-being, and being able to see what we have and not feeling like we need to keep getting more, because we're feeling grateful for everything that's being created right now with this Empress card, because we're finally learning the lessons that have been trying to come to us all year. So let's see what comes out here. Proper rest helps me feel and look my best. Like, I find it interesting that it comes out here with that lack of confidence card. Yes, you are going to feel you look a hot mess if you're not taking care of yourself, and that's going to have a direct impact on your confidence. If you're taking care of yourself and you're doing things that nurture yourself, if you're resting when you need to and it's helping the bags under your eyes, you're definitely going to feel a lot better than looking in the mirror and being like, oh my gosh, I look so ragged from everything I've been doing. And this also comes with listening to yourself. This comes with listening to your body. What do you need? And taking care of it. Because our outward appearance to ourselves is literally going to tell us like what our body is going through. I need some new pillows. come back right. And we have this reverse, which I'll show it like this first, which is love and intimacy flow. Love and intimacy. Why can't I say this? Why am I trying to say intimately? But intimacy flow into my life effortlessly. And this was reversed, guys. And it's coming out on this creative energy being blocked off here by the anger of not expressing. This is a complete sacral blockage, guys. Like, complete. Like, if you're not able to create, if you're feeling blocked sexually, if you're not able to express emotionally, that is a major blockage sacrally for those that are feeling this energy. And it's pretty much a call out for those that are going through these things. If you're not able to control your anger, if you feel like you're stuck every time you try to make something, or like you have to do things a certain way, or if you just feel like you can't get close to people, and it's like, and even if you're with somebody, like you don't want to do anything, it's like, it's literally this is a complete blockage of this area, and this moon's trying to come in and literally break it because it's in the 5th house. I mean, the sun's in the 5th house of the full moon, but the full moon's energy is sitting in that 5th house of romance and being able to be creative and enjoy like the inner child expression over here and heartfelt expression. Hi, Rajan. I'm about to get some new pillows, but that was pretty much a call out for like, oh, and then we have this flip out. It came out reversed, but I'm gonna read it to you guys. So, I shed habits that hinder my truth, and I release and renew. This coming out with Pisces, like I said, guys, this is sitting in the 8th house, and what do we have? We got some release, renew, like shedding, like this is like transformative energy. And it's rapid transformative energy because we're over here with this 8 of Wands coming in. Like, let's transform that ego snap and like get into this energy where we are actually confident instead of faking the confidence. Because those of us that are holding on to what we perceive, because this Pisces energy can be very projection-y. I don't even know if that's a word, but we're going to use it. It can be very projection-y. And with that happening, what's going to affect us most is being hindered by what we feel we are putting out to other people. Like I've been saying, this is going to be very rapid energy, and this is also coming in with that Aquarius energy. Air is a lot faster than this earth energy, which is why I'm saying health is going to fly out so fast right now, is because of that air energy. Now, having this reversed, for those that are blocked off and not feeling they can really let go, this is going to hit you very fast and quick. Some of you, it's just going to be like a forced boom, okay, it happened with some kind of circumstance, especially with it, Pisces, 12th house is that house of unexpected shit happening. So, that's just kind of like some random divine crap happening right there. But for those of you that are really trying to work through and release these things, following your intuition, messages you're getting, really allowing yourself to go with the flow instead of blocking it is going to help you guys shed this a lot easier. I want to see what you guys are saying. I'm curious. Okay, yeah, okay. I see what you guys are saying. But, oh, by the way, I just got a chair because I'm sitting in this chair that is like killing my back because I never got myself a chair for sitting here and doing lives and whatnot. I finally got myself one last night, and maybe it'll be here next week. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. But I'm really excited because it'll be a lot better for my back pain and everything else. So Definitely take care of yourself with furniture. If you're furniture, I know this is mundane. Sorry, I kicked that. But I know this is mundane stuff, but this is really occurring in this Virgo energy, and it's like these little things make a big difference. Even though we put it off, if we're paying attention to the details of these little things, like having good pillows when you're sleeping, having proper chairs you're sitting in, making sure that your couch isn't completely falling apart and you're sitting on it, ruining your back and every other limb in your body. It's like these little things that we're putting off because we're like, I'm not worthy of these things right now, or I don't have the time to do this right now. This is going to hinder us a lot because right now we are collecting things that bring us a better health regimen. So anything that you're doing that you look at, even if it's tiny, that you feel is going to benefit your health, is what this moon wants right now. And it's the moon, it's the energy that is bringing us into the new year, is getting things for yourself that are actually healthy. And this isn't like I know people are making New Year's resolution, I keep saying this, but this isn't like the regular New Year's resolution. This is like trying to make things that cement in these little details of what we need to do to actually care for our bodies that we're probably ignoring. And we've been ignoring all year because of how this year's been. So definitely for those of you that just need like something that will definitely help your health or certain pains in your body, whatever it is, if you feel like I don't want to splurge on myself like that, think of it as an investment, especially with this 8th house energy. Think of it as an investment. But it's like it's going to bring you better health in the future. It's like you're investing in it now for your health in the future. So it's really something that we need to take in account. Oh my gosh, Owen, one way to exit, especially with all the little love things. But, so coming out with this 9th house energy, I'll go ahead and do this so you guys can see it. I meet resistance with kindness. Now, with this coming out with literally, like I was saying, you guys are resisting this air energy coming in earlier. But it's time right now. Like, we have this divine energy. Choices have been made. There's things happening right now, and they're in motion. So if we're not choosing to expand and realize that when we hit walls right now, especially if things are happening where we feel very blocked off, like the sacral thing I mentioned earlier, be kind to yourself. Even if you're like, I'm like my own worst enemy, like, and you're being very critical of yourself, be careful with that communication, because that energy is like that Virgo 6th house energy where we can be very critical of ourselves. And having Mercury in Capricorn can make it very dry communication and really lack emotion when we're trying to just get a point across. So that can really take the compassion we have for ourselves and other people going through different health things completely away. So when you're coming up against this, especially if it's something you can't control, try to learn about it. Try to be as kind to yourself as you can. Realize nothing is happening to hurt you. Things happening right now are trying to get you to see what is happening so that you can actually move past this state where you are wrecking your health and more into a space where you're kind to yourself and able to see the bigger picture. Okay, once again, this is reversed, but I'll read to it first. So, my inner compass knows the way. This coming out reversed on this Empress energy, the ebb and flow 8th house energy, is like I was saying, guys, If you're not trusting the intuition right now, you're going to be meeting resistance and feeling completely lost. There is this beautiful, fruitful energy happening right now if you can just allow these energies to pull you whichever way they're going to go. Literally, the ebb and flow of the ocean is on the board here with all this Cancer moon energy. So really allow yourself to experience it, allow yourself to create in it, and don't be so hard on yourself. Like, really have that compassion for yourself and cheer yourself on like you would cheer other people on. So let's see the bottom of the deck energy. Let me read it. We are all sisters and reflect the divine in one another. And this is reversed. It's okay to be an individual is like the very first thing I'm hearing here. Because like I was saying with projections earlier, if you are worried about what other people are thinking or going to think because of group mentality, this is more the time to not be afraid to express the individuality and realize that people who are projecting right now are scared. But the reason they're scared is because you're reflecting at them what they are afraid to do in this energy. So if someone comes to you and tries to shut you down, realize that's where they're coming from. You can have the compassion for the other person, but that doesn't mean you need to, it's your personal mission to raise them up or whatever. It's like everyone's on their own journeys in their own time. Don't try to come in and feel like you need to be a savior to people when they're the ones making their own decisions right now. Also, when you are expressing yourself and you're being authentic, you're going to bring the people with you that are going through the same things and really connect to you, which is really important here, because for some, that connection is really needed here in order to keep growing. But for others, it's more important for you to do this alone instead of feeling like you're part of this huge thing and getting lost in it. So let's go ahead and see what the Moonchild Tarot has for you guys. Okay, Six of Cups. First thing coming out over here. It's in reverse, which is telling me with you guys, once again with this Neptune energy, don't go into escapism. For those of you that are working really hard at these emotional bonds and learning that it's okay to let go of things and keep the happy parts of the memories, but see things as they are. That's really going to benefit you, especially if it's dealing with family during this Cancer moon. It could be releasing family ties that you once thought were healthy for you, but they're not. It's also for helping you find the compassion for yourself too, even if you've been through things and you feel like it was your fault, your shame in these memories. What's trying to come through right now is that you can heal those aspects and not feel like you have to keep burdening yourself with it. This is coming out with a huge message for you guys that are really struggling with this sacral block. Having the Queen of Pentacles come out here, for one, is making me think root yourself first with this grounding energy. And then also, it's bringing in this energy of this is what you're going to step into by allowing yourself to heal this aspect of yourself. You're going to become more confident. You're going to feel more stable. You're going to be very generous with what you're giving because you don't feel like you lack anything, because you're finally just creating from a very nurturing, loving space for yourself. So you naturally create that for other people, and you create a safety and a calmness around you because you're moving through the world. I mean, she's sitting in some water, but you're moving through the world right here as a new healed person because you allowed this to take place. Not saying that this is going to happen overnight. Some of this is going to take work, guys. Then we have 7 Pentacles reversed coming out with this energy, guys. This is the Pisces energy saying release the ego, release these things. Things are happening rapidly for people right now. And one of the major things is releasing things that you've tied a lot of your worth with because you've spent a lot of time with it. You planted the seeds that were supposed to grow and it fell through. And these are the type of things, whether it's relationships, ventures that you've gone into, whatever it is, this is allowing you to realize, hey, you can let those things go now and move very rapidly into new things if you trust yourself. Because holding on to these things, especially if you're still trying to make them work and you can feel it falling through your fingers, this is really trying to push you in the direction where it's like, hey, I can do something different with maybe possibly, for some of you, it's going to be taking something you've already done and revamping it in a new way, which is why you can put it out very quickly. For some of you, once you release this old thing, you're going to get an immediate thing that's like, wait, this would make me happy if I do this. It's going to be like you clear that out for something to come in. So it's going to be a little different depending on how this looks for you. And then we get the 8 of Wands again. This is going to be, I'm telling you guys, this is going to be rapid. But this is coming out with that divine timing. So the divine timing is going to be very rapid. So, yeah, for some of you, this is definitely going to kick off very fast. Especially with that 9th house energy. Those of you that are uncomfortable with this transition, possibly for some of you it could be your Saturn return, which is why you're so uncomfortable, because literally Saturn Aquarius is activating this for you, which it said wind activation in here too, so that could literally be what's happening. And it's going to be very rapid things happening with Saturn returns. It's not like you just have little bits at a time. Saturn returns are like rough. They teach you everything you need to know in order to move into the next phase of your life with a really strong foundation in yourself. One thing I was saying yesterday, Rajan, is if you're feeling bored, the time needs to be taken to take care of yourself right now, because it's like creating those routines to take care of yourself if you're feeling bored is actually going to help open up a lot of things and make it to where you actually feel more productive and want to do things. Nice. 6 of Swords coming out with this moving on energy. Move on from holding back because you can't go with the ebb and flow, just because you don't know what's happening. Let the creativity flow, let the abundance flow, because you are releasing this need to know everything before doing something, which was a major hindrance for a lot of us, is like, I don't know what's going to come of this, and trying to plan out how it needs to look. Moving on from that mindset, because this is literally a mindset with these swords. Moving on from that mindset is just rapid acceleration into this really beautiful energy. And then what this made me think of, this is the Sun reversed, which is still good energy, but this is really making me think of this balance we're trying to have between the Sun and the Moon, because it is a full moon, which is in opposition. We're trying to balance the energies. Now, this also is going to that ego energy in our 5th house with creativity. It's allowing that energy to be expressed in a constructive way instead of a destructive way, especially when it comes to how you feel about goals and money, because it's in Capricorn. you can really stifle a lot of your happiness. It's not saying you won't get some happiness, because the sun here, you're going to get something. But it's like you're going to stifle the full-on effect of your happiness by not allowing yourself to break free of this protection that your ego offers you from the new. So what you miss? A bit. So this is going to be the final messages from the Moonology for just anything that might not have came through, or possibly just stuff that needs to be reiterated, because, well, it seems like some of these seem very specific to groups. Some of these I feel like are for everybody. But this energy, to me, is very I really feel like this one's specifically for people that are having major sacral blockages. This one's really for that ego and not moving forward from stuff you've made and being able to let go of it. And then this one is just trusting that this divine timing's coming in, and it's going to happen rapidly and fast, and possibly Saturn and Aquarius return people. This is all about finding your confidence after letting things go that were very emotional, possibly family. And then this is like walking on from the mentality that you need to know everything and going straight into some abundance, because you're finally going with it and moving with it instead of against it, which helps you like birth literally new projects. Some of you why is it pregnancy is big right now? I don't know what it is with you people. There might be a hidden pregnancy going on in the family for some of you, but this energy, I feel like it's really trying to pull in a bunch of different people right now into different situations, but collectively we're feeling these energies one way or another. It's just very specific to some of us depending on where it's hitting in our charts. So let's see. We have full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Like I was saying before, they're really reiterating that ego, guys. That release of the ego. And then we have new moon, a new start is coming for this group that is so blocked over here. You guys feeling like, look, you guys are sitting over here like new year, new me, all this shit. That's not what you need to be doing right now. You need to be focusing on what you have going on and making a foundation and healing this shit. Like, nurture your damn self instead of being like, new year, new me. Like, this isn't what this is trying to say right now. There needs to be a little more rooted energy in this. There needs to be some grounded energy coming in with healing that sacral energy so you can start creating. Don't sit here and try to rush into it like the first is coming up and my New Year's resolution is da-da-da. It's like, this energy right here, you guys really need to sit with yourselves and start healing through these things so you can be more productive and really start diving into life more. Okay, that didn't want to come out. Let's see. We got full moon Gemini. The answers you need are coming. On top, guys, answers you need are coming with the Eight of Wands. Like, the Eight of Wands is up here. They're coming fast. The answers you need are coming, and they're coming fast. But you got to get over your damn self. You got to realize, yes, you put work into something. It was supposed to be something. It didn't happen. You can let it go. You didn't get the accolades and what you thought you were going to get out of it. It's fine. It's time to shed it. It's time to be like, okay, bye. And as soon as you start doing this or you start reinventing it, you're going to realize it's going to align and something's going to just click. And you're going to be able to start getting these things that were blocked off from you very rapidly. especially if you've been having this pride ego issue that's been blocking you off just because you have that fear and shame of what could happen instead of just doing it and seeing what actually happens. Full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach, coming out on top of another Eight of Wands over here. But what is very interesting with this energy is that this is the divine pile over here that is going through like either the awakening with their Saturn return, or they're just getting a whole rapid influx of information, a new download, or new ways of expression of spirituality, of emotions. There are certain cycles that are being completed. It's coming very close right now for you guys, and it's in divine timing. So for those of you that felt more connected over here, I feel like I'm doing like a spread of a bunch of different, I mean, that's what a collective is a spread of different energies, but I wasn't expecting them to kind of spread like this and start being like, okay, we're going to split you guys and start telling you some different energies right now. And then this last one, take time to breathe out. For those of you that have been holding your breath and waiting, this is like that sigh of relief where you're like, hey, I can break free of what I've been doing to myself. And once I actually take that time to do that, I start going with what's happening more instead of fighting it. Breathe in and breathe out with the ebb and flow for you guys. And what you need is going to come to you because you're going to release any pain or any mindsets that have been holding you back from being able to reach for this abundance that's literally like flourishing right now as soon as you step into this energy. It's just been kind of hidden from you, possibly been in other people's hands and having to go through that shit, but that's getting worked out as long as you start following your intuition more and being more in tune with that energy and what your soul is pulling you towards. That's what's going to make this unlock like the freaking key you've been waiting for. We got new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. With this being an overall energy coming out that wants to be talked about, I have been saying this is a collective, I feel, for this very last one, because this is kind of a little thread throughout all of this, and for some of it, it's a main thing. Don't be afraid of working through your shame, working through what you feel others are putting on you, what you need to do, being scared of creating something and what kind of audience it's going to receive, backlash, whatever. This is like, don't let those fears hold on to you and keep you from really going after, especially since this is Scorpio, and Scorpio's like in that soul energy right now. And also, if some of you, like, because family was coming up strong here as well, for some of you that have been really trying to find out what is hidden about your ancestry, you could be having this block because you, without knowing it subconsciously, with all this subconscious energy, you've been blocking it from yourself out of fear of what you will find. And the way to work through this is to trust that whatever you find is for the betterment of you, is for knowing more of your truth, for finding more of a fulfilling happiness than just the happiness of staying in the hidden. Because with this coming out, you find abundance in allowing things just to come to you naturally, as opposed to sticking to a rigid way of doing things, because it might have worked in the past, but it's not working now, guys. But this right here is the collective for you guys. I do find it interesting that the stuff I went over in the chart is separate from what was coming up here. So it's pretty much like a bunch of bases were covered with this full moon energy. And like I said, this full moon is happening at 7:28 Pacific tonight or 10:38 Eastern tonight, depending on which side you're on. I don't know any other time zones, guys, so I'm sorry. But that's when the actual full moon itself is happening, if you want to go out and look at it, if it's visible where you are. But this is going to be our energy going into the new year. This is what we're bringing with us. So do things for yourself, splurge on yourself a little bit if it's for your health and not meaningless things. Like, don't go breaking your wallet because like you just need instant gratification on something. If it's going to bring a sense of fulfillment for a while, or it's going to do something that's good for your health for a while, that's going to help better yourself, a little extra money on it isn't a bad thing, because like I said, investments. But invest in your health right now. And invest your energy in people that also have your best interests at heart. There's a lot, I think it's funny with this 8th house energy, there's a lot of energy of investing, but look at where you're investing things. Where are you investing your energy, your health, your money, your time? Like, look at where everything's being invested right now. Take stock of it and know your worth and what each of these things you're offering is worth. And don't allow people to tell you otherwise. But yeah, I'm going to be on Facebook later today to do personal readings for the Cancer Cancer full moon. The new moon's not till next year. But I'm going to be on Facebook tonight for a couple hours doing the Cancer full moon personal readings for people. So some of this is probably going to be coming up in personal readings, whoever it pertains to. But for now, this is what I'm going to be doing for you guys on here. Tomorrow we're going to do personal chart readings for the full moon, to see where the energies are hitting in your houses, what specific things, because the moon's energy lasts for 3 days afterwards, which is going to be lasting through the new year. So I can definitely look at the charts and we can talk about like different ways that you can do things to benefit yourself during this time. Also, I deactivated. But for those of you that don't know, I have started a TikTok. Like, I need more things, but I started a TikTok with the same name as my Twitch name, the Cosmic Mermaid 44. And I'm doing series on there. I did moon sign series yesterday. I'm going to be putting up a Cancer full moon series for all the signs today. And, oh, you deactivated your Facebook. Oh. Yeah, I'm doing those tonight. But if you send me a donation, I'll send you an audio still, Rajan, since you can't get on there. I'll know it's for an audio for you. And I can do it with my other audios after. But yeah, I'm doing that now. And don't forget to join the server where we're going to start doing courses in January. Like I said, I promise I'm not trying to kill myself, guys. But for those of you that haven't joined our server yet, go ahead and join. There's a lot of stuff to do in there, and plus there's going to be courses we're going to be teaching coming out in January with so many topics, it's ridiculous. But I think that's it, and I'm not doing obviously it's like the end of the month, I'm not doing a contest this month just because I released so many things. But next month I'm going to start doing my contests again as well. So there's a lot in the making, but it's all for you guys. I love making content for you guys, and I love the support, and I really am happy you guys like my emotes. I mean, I love them. I think they're freaking adorable. And as we get more subscribers, I'll be able to keep adding more emotes, since I gotta reach certain levels to be able to put more emotes on there. But I will be back tomorrow, and we can just jump straight into doing personal chart readings for the full moon. But you guys take care of yourselves. Make sure that you're doing things to better your health right now, and you're surrounding yourself with people that actually do care about your health. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.